Hi, this is Tamara from mooglyblog.com, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to crochet into the third loop of a half double crochet. I'll be using Lion Brand Yarn's Modern Baby and a Furls H-hook in tulip wood. So here I've already completed 4 rows of half double crochet, or excuse me, 3 rows. I have a regular row here, and then the next 2 rows have been worked in the third loop. Now that can be very mysterious if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm working in the round, and when you work a row of half double crochet, the stitches themselves here are all just standard half double crochets. And at the top of a half double crochet, as in almost every other stitch, you'll have what I call the V, because if you turn it this way, it looks like a little V here. You can see those are the 2 loops. And when you're working with those loops, most patterns will tell you to go under both loops. Occasionally you'll be told front loop only or back loop only, front always being the closest to you, back always being the furthest away. But there is this third loop, and it's on both the front and the back. For this pattern, for the ups and downs slouchy beanie specifically, I worked into the third loop that is on the back of the stitch. So that means we turn it over, and if you see, because of the yarn over that you do when you make a half double crochet, there's actually a third horizontal loop back here. Let me stick my hook under it so you can see it a little better. Right there. And it's on every stitch, and it's that yarn over you made when you started the stitch. If you look at the blog post attached to this video, there's some better close-ups of where that stitch is, or where that loop is. So you've got your 2 V's here, but you've got that third loop in the back. Now it's also on the front. Let me pull the prior row down here. You can see it's right there. It's that horizontal loop. And if you make a couple rows of half double crochet and you have it in your hand, it might be a little easier to see. Right there. That's the horizontal loop. Now when you're working in the round and you want to get this effect where the V stitches are pushed forward and they almost look like knit stitches, what you're going to want to do, as I've done here, is work into the third loop that's in back. Let me show you real quick how it's done. I'm going to chain 1 because that's how I like to start a row of half double crochet. If you prefer to chain 2, then that's what you should do. Yarn over as to make a normal half double crochet. Normally I'd go under these first 2 loops, the top 2 loops. Instead, I'm going to push it forward, and on this first one it can be hard to find, but you'll see that third horizontal loop right there. And from there I just go ahead and finish the half double crochet as normal. Let's do that again. Yarn over, here's the top V, I'm going to turn it over and go into that back third loop. There we are. I don't want to call that the back loop because that could get confusing, because remember we've got the front loop and the back loop. This is the third loop. Alright, yarn over, go into the back loop, finish the half double crochet as usual. And you can see what was here, a normal row of half double crochet, by working into the third loop back there, that top V has been pushed forward and we get the V's laying flat in front. It's just a different look. It adds a little bit extra texture, and it's a fun way to change things up. So that's really all there is to working into that back third loop. Now if you had a pattern where you wanted to work in the front third loop, you would just push it forward, find that front loop on the next stitch. Can help to actually use your hook to kind of hook it there, and work your half double crochet as normal, and that would be in the front, and that would actually push the V's the other way. So that's one thing with when you're working into the third loop, you're going to have a right side and a wrong side, and that's all there is to it. Thanks so much for watching.